Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives.
Is getting vaccinated on your to-do list? We can help you check it off, because we make getting vaccinated easy. You've got this, because we've got you. To learn more, visit yougotthis.usaging.org.
From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
I have no idea what that was. What was that? Good morning, everybody. I'm Doc Hamels, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. We got a very informative show for you today, and all I can tell you is if you are a senior, or if you're going to be a senior, or you know some seniors, we are going to be talking about services in Chautauqua County that you need to know more about, so stay tuned. As always, if you can't watch the whole show, you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube forever and ever, as long as YouTube is in existence. And this is show 526, so if you happen to say Chautauqua Sunrise 526 or today's date, it'll pop it up and you can watch the show over and over again because it's going to be just full of information for you. Good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Let's do a shout out to our folks and friends in Kenya. Karen Cockram is down there doing some volunteer work, so I want to say good afternoon, it's got to be afternoon, to all the lovely folks in Kenya and all of her friends. I believe James is one of her special friends down there, so good morning, good afternoon. Natalia over in Ukraine, we're thinking of you as always, and all your friends, stay safe over in Kiev, and gosh, good afternoon to my listeners on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people in Jamestown, Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. Thanks for checking in with us and listening. This show is will involve people across the county. So this isn't just one sector of the county. This is countywide. All right. So please pay attention to what they're going to be talking about because it's going to be really important stuff. We had a tail end commercial there about COVID. And I mentioned this last week, but it seems like every time I come back to the studio, I've heard a few more people had COVID. And, you know, we thought, oh, it's going to go away, blah, 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 blah. No, it's not going away. It's going to be like the flu or anything else. And so please, I just read if you are a certain age, if you have certain conditions, like diabetes, heart, and so forth, you might talk to your doctor or go to your pharmacy and get your COVID shot, plus your flu vaccine, because it's getting to be that time of year. It seems hard to believe. Got a few more weeks of summer, but it's flu season right around the corner. So think about that. And we'll be talking more about COVID and the availability of different things through the Office for Aging Services. All right. I have the distinct pleasure that right after this show, I'm going to zoom right out of here, and I'm going to drive over to Westfield, and I will be playing for the folks over at the Westfield Farmers Market, and from 11 to 1. So if you happen to be in the area, come on over and say hi. Glad to talk with you. And this always makes me want to tell you that there are other farmers markets in the area. Fresh produce local. Fresh produce local. Doesn't get any better. I mean, I don't want to diss anybody that sells tomatoes, but you buy tomatoes in December and you buy tomatoes in August, world of difference, right? Fruits and vegetables, wow, just really good stuff. And Jamestown has a farmer's market, Fredonia, Westfield, Mayville has one, and just they're popping up everywhere. So check the Chautauqua Gazette or your local newspapers, and a lot of times you can see where they're being held in the time. So get out there and let's support our local farmers and those that are working at these markets, so it's gonna be great. All right, I have a few things to share with you that have come in, but before I do that, I want to remind you that during the show, at any point in time, if you have a question or a comment, isn't it amazing how that magically pops up? Give us a call, 716-753-5225, and Randy is ready. He's ready to take your calls, and he somehow magically pushes some buttons and we can hear you. Don't be shy. I mean, this is us. It's right here in Chautauqua County. We're all friends. We know each other. Call in, ask a question. Don't be shy. If you're so inclined, give Randy your message. He'll put it on a piece of paper. He'll give it to Justin. Justin will magically hand it to me like this so you can't see Justin over here. And then I read your message and we'll get the answer to your question, okay? So don't be shy, because today we're going to be covering some material and information that's really important. During the week, because we only are live from 9 to 10 on Saturday mornings, you can bring that back up. You can, thank you. Jeff, you're getting ahead of me. You can email us at Chautauqua Sunrise. Let's see, I can never do this quite right. There it is, right at the bottom of the screen. ChautauquaSunrise@gmail.com. Okay, and that's where we get a lot of our information throughout the week that we want to share with you. Club or organizations having a fundraiser or something along those lines, send it in. Okay, thanks a lot. All right. Yes, here, let's push it out here. Get it right out of there. Thank you. You gotta love local TV. Okay, we have a bunch of things to share with you. So Jeff, if you're ready, number 15 is a call for vendors for the Infinities Holiday Art Market 2024. Whew! I can't believe it. I've seen a number of things. People are starting getting ready for the holidays already. But I guess you got to if you're good planners. So what's this all about? Infinity Visual and Performing Arts is excited to announce a call for vendors for its annual Holiday Art Market, set to take place on Saturday, December 7. Seems like maybe just a few days from now. The festive event celebrates the creativity and talent of local visual artists and handcrafters, offering a unique opportunity to showcase and sell handmade items and fine art just in time for the holiday season. It's a great venue. When is it? Saturday, December 7, 2024, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Where? Infinity Center over at 301 East 2nd Street, and they're in Suite 101. And the Pearl City Clay House, and we've talked with them before, over at 220 East 2nd Street. Okay, so here's some more. Infinity's Holiday Art Market is more than just a shopping experience. It's a celebration of the vibrant arts community in Jamestown. Speaking of which, I think it's next week, and the Arts Trail is going to be taking place here in Chautauqua County. I've seen signs for that. So we are very blessed with artists and musicians and all sorts of things, theater. In addition to vendor booths, the event will feature make and take crafts and other arts experiences for children and families, making it a fun and engaging day for all ages. Justin, you can attend this and make things for your family for Christmas. Think about that. Interested vendors in handmade arts and crafts are invited to apply as soon as possible. Registrations will be accepted until all spaces are full. To secure a booth or get more information about the event, go to, oh boy, Let's see, bit.ly/holiday market. All right, let me say that again, bit.ly/holiday market, or just give them a call. It's 664-0991. Okay, and they'll get you over there. Okay, it's a in case you didn't know, Infinity Visual Performing Arts is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to providing music and arts education to the youth of Chautauqua County and Pearl City. Clay House, a program of Infinity Visual Performing Arts, is a community-focused art space offering experiences in clay, contemporary crafts, and a whole lot more. So get ready for the holiday, and you can check them out at infinityperformingarts.org, or again, the number is 716-664-0991. And they always come over for Christmas time to do a program with us. Okay. All right, gotta see where I'm going here. Give me a second. That's page 2. That's page 1. Oh, this is a note for Westfield, okay? Many of you are maybe familiar with the First Friday that they hold in Westfield. And this is give you an announcement that the First Friday in Westfield offers something for everyone. You can enjoy open businesses along Main Street, and this is going to be held September 6th. And this is to close the season for First Fridays. So what's going on? You got street vendors, live music, and a whole lot more. Main Street in Westfield is closed from Portage to Pearl to make the event safer for all attendees. So it's like a little mini city within the town. The September 6th First Friday will be the final one for the season. It is proudly sponsored by Blue June Blooms, Allegheny Health Network, Westfield Memorial Hospital, and Westfield Boat Works. Vendors can still register for this event. The price for business vendors is only $20, and it helps to cover the cost of street closure as well as marketing and promotion and so forth. You're interested? Go to the Chautauqua County Chamber's site called CHQ Chamber, all one word, chqchamber.org, and you can register there. If you have never been to First Friday, it's a lot of fun, and everybody's out and about, and it's still a nice time of the year. It's still summertime, September 6th, so check it out. All right, moving along. Slide 16. Westfield, again, they're having the Westfield Grape and Wine Festival, and they're going to have a grape pie contest. Do you like to bake? Do you find yourself watching the Great British Baking Show? No. Would you like to earn some bragging rights? Maybe. I like to bake. Well, here's your chance. The Westfield Grape and Wine Festival is holding a grape pie contest with a chance to earn the title of Champion of Grape Pie Baking and a $50 cash prize on September 7. Contest details and rules can be found on the Grape and Wine Festival website. Pie contest sign up and sheet and rules is at Westfield, New York. So let me tell you how this looks. It's westfieldny.com, okay? And then you can find annual Westfield Grape and Wine Festival. And this is going to be held again on September 7th, the pie making. But the festival itself is going to be held on both days, September 7 and 8. And there's going to be all kinds of things. You're going to have a bounce house, face painting, blessing of the grapes, grape stomping. That brings back images of Lucille Ball. Wine tasting, live music concerts, the Probables Unplugged, friends of mine. Of course, you're going to have the farmer's market that day, grape pie, grape ice cream, slushies, grape pie baking contest, a grape pie eating contest. And then the next day, if you haven't been at the Grape Discovery Center, shame on you. There's going to be hay wagon rides out of there and through the vineyards, grape growing education stations, grape growing equipment displays, harvesting happenings, just a whole bunch of stuff. So check it out. September 7th and 8th, this is going to be the Grape and Wine Festival for Chautauqua County, really. All right, moving along. Number 17, Dwyer Kids Backpack Supplies Giveaway. All right, this is going to be held at the Christ First United Methodist Church over on Lakeview Avenue. And it's going to be held August 29th, Thursday, from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. And let's see. And someone named Jeff is going to do push-ups for raising money for their program. And if you're not familiar with the Dwyer program, this is supporting veterans in our county, and they do fabulous work. They'll be giving away all that has been donated during that time. Come and grab your items and enjoy a cookie or two with other veterans and their families. So this is especially for veterans, and they're doing a backpack supplies giveaway August 29, 6:30 to 7:30, Christ First United Methodist Church on Lakeview Avenue. Moving along. What's happening at the Reg? If you haven't been to the Reg lately, you might want to check this out. All right, what do we have? Movies at the Reg, Inside Out 2, I hear it's really good, is going to be held and shown Wednesday, August 28, coming up, from 2 p.m. and 3:36 p.m. I don't know why it's 3:36, must be a timing thing. And that's over on 116 East 3rd Street in Jamestown. Tickets are only $7. And let's see, if you do it by phone or online, it's $9. Okay. Doors open at 2 p.m. Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2 returns to the mind of newly minted teenager Riley, just as headquarters is undergoing a sudden demolition to make room for something entirely unexpected. New emotions, joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust, who've long been running a successful operation by all accounts, aren't sure how to feel when anxiety shows up. I'm assuming these are characters. And it looks like she's not alone. Maya Hawke lends her voice to anxiety alongside Amy Poehler as joy, Phyllis Smith as sadness, Lewis Black as anger, Tony Hale as fear, and Lisa Lapira as disgust. Directed by Kelsey Mann and produced by Mark Nielsen. It's 96 minutes long. It looks like a lot of fun. It's rated PG. Okay? Then let's go to other kinds of things that are happening. I mentioned farm things. Well, today and tomorrow, Fredonia Farm Festival. Gosh, everything's happening at the same time. Barker Commons, the 56th annual Fredonia Farm Festival, will be held in the historic Barker Commons, downtown Fredonia, and it'll be filled with craft and food vendors, music, live cooking demos, presentations from local farmers and wineries, and a whole lot more. The Farmers Market in Fredonia will be open from 9 to 3 today and on Sunday on Park Street. Okay. Then coming up, Celtic Festival. Today. It started yesterday. Okay, it's taking place right now, 9 to 9 today in Mayville Lakeside Park. It's the Jamestown Regional Celtic Festival and Gathering of the Clans. I'm supposed to say it differently. Gathering of the Clans. A day filled with the cultures of the 7 Celtic nations, everything from 8 pipe bands, Celtic bands, and the gathering of 30 clans. Over 30 Celtic and craft vendors and food. The Buffalo Heavies Kilted Throwers Club, presenting 30 heavy athletes competing in 6 Scottish heavy events. From the caber toss to the sheath toss. Okay? And there's also going to be a children's area. There's a beer and wine garden, Scottish and Irish dancers, old-fashioned fiddle session, free parking, free shuttle bus. Admission's only $15. If you're my age, it's $10. Children 13 and under are free. Okay, so today, Jamestown Regional Celtic Festival going on from 9 to 9 in Mayville Park. All right. Now, let's see, what's this? This is another announcement. In recognition of Overdose Awareness Week, the Chautauqua County Department of Mental Hygiene and the Suicide Prevention Alliance of Chautauqua County, in collaboration with CHQ Together We Can Coalition, is hosting a series of events aimed at raising awareness about overdose prevention and honoring those who have been affected by addiction. This year marks the first ever Be the Light event, set to take place on August 31 from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the Lower Pavilion at Gratiot Park in Dunkirk. All right, Be the Light event is the centerpiece of Overdose Awareness Week, offering an evening of remembrance, support, and hope for the community. The event will feature family-friendly free activities such as live music, inspiring speakers, a purple glow stick vigil at dusk to honor the lives lost to overdose, and much more. That's going to be beautiful. Okay, so there's all kinds of things going on. For more information, you go to LarsonJ at chqgov.com, and that's Jennifer Larson, and they'll tell you more about what's going on. So again, that's going to be held August 31 from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. in the lower pavilion of Point Gratiot in Dunkirk. All right, I think that I have gotten to the end. It says 4 of 5, and I've only got 4 of 5. I guess that's it. So that's it. Okay, so that's how we do things here. If you have an announcement, send it to us. We'll get it on the air for you. This little break is for you, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Sometimes there's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
Isn't that the truth? And I know a lot of people, they have those alarms on their pools now that's, anything hits the water, it sets off the alarm, but putting a gate or a fence around it is certainly a good idea. Okay. Right now I want to welcome back. Those are requirements in Jamestown. Well, there you go. You got your zoning rules everywhere, and each town is different. I want to welcome back a friend of mine, Dr. Marianne Spanos, who's the Executive Director of the Office for Aging Services. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, I switch the words around sometimes. And Bridgette Paoletta. Did I get that right?
You got it right, yes.
All right. And you are with Aging Office for the Aging Services as well, and we'll get to your titles and everything in a minute. So welcome. This is your first time here.
Yes, it is.
Marianne, you've been on here like what?
Million times.
Million times before, and then you were with Reed Powers prior to that. So welcome back. And you know, people always say to me, "Well, how do you pick your guests?" And I go, well, a lot of times it has to do with what's needed in the county. And Mary and I were talking recently, and I'm not going to steal your thunder on this, but what percentage of Chautauqua County would be considered aging?
So the Office for the Aging is a little bit different than most people think. We start at the age of 60 years old. Mm-hmm. And the current population of Chautauqua County is about 126,000. We've really been seeing a decrease in our total population, but at the same time, the senior population continues to rise. And we're now up to 39,500 seniors.
So if my math is right, that's about a third of the county.
Yeah.
You know, years ago, I remember sitting in college and we were talking about, you know, what people wanted to do for their careers, and I remember listening to people say, you know, if you want to go into the medical field or working in the human services, the future is huge for the baby boomers. They weren't wrong.
Not at all. Not at all.
They weren't wrong. I mean, we didn't disappear. We're like, you know, hanging in there for a long time, which is a good thing. And but on the other hand, it's stressing systems and requiring special services and all that sort of thing. So here we are. Yeah. We've arrived, the baby boomers.
Well, and the fastest growing group is really the 85 plus, and that really says something to our health, our longevity continues to grow. You know, when the Office for the Aging was established back in 1965, the average life expectancy was 65. Yeah. You know, and I always say, you know, 17 years ago.
I'm an overachiever, I guess.
Wow. We have many of those, though.
Yeah. And 17 years ago, when I started, to reach 100 years was rare. And now, you know, we see people turning 100 all the time. But that fastest growing group really is the 85 plus.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
But with that comes some challenges, right?
It does, because, you know, there are chronic diseases that we're doing really well at managing, but they do affect you as you get older. And we know, talking to older people, talking to our family, no one wants to end their life in a nursing home. Right. And so it's really important that not just we plan for getting older, but our society really needs to provide more services and supports in the community. It's cost effective, and it's what people want. Right. And that's what we're all about at Office for Aging.
I don't know who said this, somebody coined this phrase somewhere along the way, and they say growing old isn't for wimps. You know, it takes a lot of time and planning and getting support services and making sure you stay healthy and all that good stuff. So, and we'll talk about all that here in a minute. So, Bridgette, you're with the office, and what's your job there?
Well, I'm new. Well, I'm not new to the Office for Aging, but I am in a new position. I am the New York Connects coordinator as well as the Medicare coordinator now.
Oh, that seems pretty simple.
Yeah.
It's
a piece of cake every day now.
Okay.
No, it's.
How long have you been with the agency?
It'll be 12 years in December.
12, okay.
So I've been there for a little bit of time. I came in as a case manager, and I've been doing that. I was doing that for a while, and then I became the aging services specialist. So I still had a caseload and oversaw many of the case managers. And as a lot of us do, we do multiple situations. So we are also doing the health insurance counseling as we went along, and strove for that. And I got a little bit better than some of the other ones, unfortunately, and so here I am.
Mm-hmm. Here you are. Well, congratulations, I think. It's
good.
It's obviously well needed and so on. So we were going to focus on sort of what you do day in and day out. But before we do that, because we had the number for New York Connects up earlier, Jeff, can you pop that up for us? What is New York Connects? There we go. It's the hotline. It's 716. I'm saying this for the radio folks. 716-753-4582. So if somebody calls that number, what do they get?
They're going to talk to one of the lovely ladies. We only have a couple working, so sometimes we do have to have somebody leave a message and we'll get back to them.
Oh, sure.
So they are calling for any information. We service individuals from birth to no longer needed. So it's information that we can provide to them, anything in the county, basically.
Give me a couple examples.
So somebody's calling in for the SNAP program, what was formerly known as the food stamp benefit. So we link them with that, and we link them with an individual that can assist them completing the application if they're not able to go down to social services themselves or complete it on mybenefits.gov.
So no question is stupid.
No question is stupid. I once did it, and somebody called me to ask me where to get rid of a mattress. So just something simple like that, you know. So, but when they call for the SNAP benefit, we're also screening for other programs that they may be eligible for. So if they're eligible for that, depending on the time of the year, they might be eligible for the HEAP program, the Heating Assistance Program.
Because they kind of go together.
They kind of go together, but depending on when you call, you have to do a separate application sometimes. So it does get confusing for individuals because they're like, why? You tell me it's together, but why do I have to do it 2 separate times? That's just because, some things don't mesh. Computer systems don't always work together at the same time.
So this hotline is for anybody in the county about most anything.
A lot of it is long-term care needs. So we'll get a lot of individuals who are calling regarding their family members that are aging. They need a little bit more services in the home. They'll contact us to see what is available.
One of the things that we've talked about over the years is the caregiver. And it sounds like this is a perfect phone number that caregivers should have in their wallet all the time.
It really is.
Just in my experience over the years dealing with family members, multiple family members that have aged out, knowing where to get this, or what do we do here, or no, you don't want to go that way, go here. And people get so darn confused. I mean, I watch TV in the evening, and Barbara and I will be sitting there, and of course you'll hear me yelling at the commercials because they're misleading, first of all.
Yes, they are.
But they're always trying to sell you something, whether it's some new pharmaceutical for words I can't pronounce, or services that maybe aren't in New York State.
Correct.
And so everybody gets all hyped up because now I can get free groceries, I can do this and this and this and this and this, and then when you're all done, I don't even qualify. So I mean, you spend all this energy, and they could just call you guys, and there you go, right?
And if they call us versus what's the phone number on television, they won't get set into all of the extras where their name will get onto a list, and then they'll get a call from somebody else, and then
they sell the list, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Years ago, I had another family member who wanted my advice, and I told them, we're going on vacation. When I get back, I'll help you figure out health insurance. Being a school superintendent, I used to sit in a consortium of, and so I kind of understood it.
Right.
I'm no pro. and they didn't listen to me. When I got back, they had double coverage, spending $1,000 a month more than they needed to. And guess what I did? I took them for the Office of the Aging, and the ladies, this was like maybe 15, 20 years ago, and they were so kind and so gentle, and they helped this person right out, and they just looked at me and they said, yeah, I should have waited. Yeah,
and we get a lot of that because everybody thinks that they're helping, you know, and family members will think that they're helping with the insurance or whatnot, and then the other family member comes in and swoops away, and so then they have so much stuff, and now they're confused and they don't know by the end which health insurance they actually do have. And they,
you know, and I think that's a good point. Is there's lots of well-meaning family members, and everybody wants to help. And what happens is you get the person that's needs the care is sitting going like, what are you guys doing? You know, and you're working on this, and you're working over here, and and I didn't want that, and you know, it's like.
And one of the biggest costs for older adults on a fixed income is their insurance. And one thing that the Office for the Aging does that you're not going to hear about if you go to this on your own is there are programs that help pay your Part B premiums if you have low income. And so, and if you get, you know, people think if I enroll in this, now I'm stuck for a year. Well, we have some secrets in our pocket to get people out of an insurance plan that's not working.
Right, and these commercials obviously are well designed to scare you.
So let me just say, Jimmy J. Walker, William Shatner, and Joe Namath do not qualify for the programs they're discussing. And I'll say that they don't qualify. And I love that they're out there supporting the seniors and getting things out there, but it doesn't work that way.
We've got a phone call right now.
Oh, goodness.
And it's Mike from Portland. Good morning, Mike.
Hi, Doc. You're right. It's Mike Felson from Portland calling. How are you? Let me turn down my television.
Please do.
I remember the rules.
We got the Jimi Hendrix effect.
Yeah. Well, I haven't called in a while.
I know.
So I wanted to say hello. I've been gone some Saturdays. And, of course, you only get one chance to call in live. But I thought I would call in today.
Great.
I see you've got guests from Office for Aging Services.
Correct.
And you got a new person. Hello, Bridgette.
Hello, how are you doing, Mike?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I really wanted to call in because the last time Mary Ann was on, she mentioned she's going to retire and, well, I'll say, I don't know, enjoy the good life, but maybe she's had a good life with her job. So, which I did too. So I want to wish you best of luck, Mary Ann, and
thank you so much. I have had a really terrific run, and I've so enjoyed the last 17 years.
Yeah, I'm glad. I could almost tell when I saw you on the TV, it was something you seemed to really enjoy doing, and we're on the TV a lot. And of course, I'll always remember your times with Reed. Those were
yes, we were. Yeah, she knows a little bit.
Yeah,
the wild man.
I still miss him.
Of course you do. We all miss him.
Yeah.
And Mike, you worked for the county, correct?
I did. I worked for 26 years. It was a good run for me. I too enjoyed what I did, and you know, like I say, it was good. I did retire. I retired at 62 for a couple reasons. One because I could. That's the main reason. My wife's had some health issues, and it just seemed like a good time to step down. So I've been retired for 7 years, and I do try now. I have really only used the Office for Aging Services myself once. I did get when I went on Medicare, Medicare Advantage, whatever. I did meet with one of your folks, and you know, she helped me through, gave me paperwork and information, and you know, kind of helped wade through the forest, so to speak.
That's for sure. Okay.
You know, thankfully, I'm in good health yet.
Yep.
I'm actually still in my 60s for a little while longer.
Yeah.
And I really haven't had to avail myself, but I have mentioned it to people from time to time. If you know, sometimes someone will just mention something. I say, well, if you haven't, try contacting Office for the Aging, and
there you go.
They might be able to help you through it a little.
Another satisfied customer.
We aim to please. We do.
Yeah.
And word of mouth is our best advertising, so thank you.
Yes, I get a lot of people. I spoke with so-and-so, and they said to contact you. I said, well, then I'm doing something right.
Okay, yeah. So anyways, like I say, I just mostly wanted to
super.
Say hello. And again, like I say, if Mary Ann, if this is your last time on the show, and I don't know if it will be or won't, but wish you good luck and enjoyment.
Thank you so much.
Mike, always good to hear from you. Thanks for calling in.
All right, you're welcome. We'll see you.
Okay. All right, folks, that's how easy it is. And just give us a call. Happy to hear from you. So we've been kicking around some terms of Medicare and Medicaid. So
Breathe.
here we go. Because the commercials on TV are so confusing because they'll give you this whole spiel and then they'll say, and if you have Medicare and Medicaid, you're eligible, blah, 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 blah. And then people have that like deer in the headlight look and go like, well, which do I have? And I go, you only got Medicare. So
yes. So Medicare is more for the individuals who are 65 and older or somebody who's been on disability for 2 years or more. And so Medicaid is where it's income-based. They're aiding the individuals who are lower income. So that's how I kind of think of it. And the TV, commercials, a lot of them are for individuals who are dually eligible, who have Medicare and Medicaid. And so a lot of them have to be the income eligible for those programs.
Right. So let me see if I got this right. So if someone had both, they would have to be 65?
No. They just have to be dual. They have to have Medicare and Medicaid.
No, what I mean is, but all right, so to get Medicare, you got to be 65, unless you're disabled for 2 years.
Yes.
All right. Step one.
Yep.
And then you would get the Medicaid if you're one of those two things.
If you're income eligible.
And you're income eligible. All right. And what's the ballpark figure for Medicaid?
For Medicaid, it's $17.52.
That's not very much.
That's a lot more than it has been.
It went up recently.
2 years ago, it increased. And so we have a lot more individuals that are eligible for those programs now that were just above, it was about $900. So, I mean, it jumped up significantly. So we have a lot of individuals that were just above it, and so now they're eligible for a lot more services because they are Medicaid eligible now.
Let me take a little stab at this. So it would seem to me, if someone didn't have a pension and had Social Security, chances are if you're 65 and you're living on Social Security, you're going to be eligible for Medicaid.
A majority of the time they are.
Okay, I got that figured out.
Yep.
Okay, that was helpful for me. And, or, sometimes,
unless they have assets. So if they have resources, sometimes, unfortunately, that's where individuals who have a good, rainy day funds, sometimes that causes issues with Medicaid. So you have to be resource eligible as well.
And you guys help folks through that. Right.
Yes, we do.
So this isn't just a given. It's you got to kind of show everything.
Yes.
Because you get in big trouble if you falsify records.
Correct.
Right. What do you get with Medicaid?
You can get a lot of services, a lot of long-term care services in the home. So a lot of individuals don't have family members that can provide the transportation to their doctor's appointments, so they provide transportation. They can provide individuals in the home, either if you have an individual that you're very comfortable with, so that's consumer-directed services. You can hire that person directly to work in the home, or you can work with one of the agencies in the area. They can help provide an emergency button for an individual. They can provide adult day services or home delivered meals.
And this is through Medicaid.
Well, it's through long-term care.
Yeah, long-term Medicaid. So Medicaid, the other confusing thing, just like Medicare, you've got all these.
There's a lot of
my eyes just rolled into the top of my head. What?
There's a lot of little umbrellas.
Well, Medicaid has many different programs. So poorer people of any age with no insurance can get Medicaid, right?
Medicaid.
Community Medicaid just acts like an insurance when you have none. But then as you get older and have more problems taking care of yourself, you can get a Medicaid long-term care plan. That could cover you in a nursing home or at home with services. And then there are special carve-outs. People with traumatic brain injuries can get the traumatic brain injury waiver. So yeah,
there's a lot of little umbrellas that you can be underneath.
Well, that's good to know because people might just say, well, I'm not eligible because I'm blah, 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 blah. Well, call. Find out. And I'm going to equate this with the veteran services because I have Greg on all the time. And we say, look, you may think you're not eligible. Call. Find out because then all of a sudden you realize you got one of those little umbrellas you didn't know about. So there's different pockets of money that we don't know about.
And I tell people the worst they can say is no. And it's not like we haven't heard that before. So you can just try.
All right. How much does it cost to get all this information?
It's nothing.
There you go. Because there are services out there that say, well, you know, for a small fee,
Right.
we'll be happy to, you know.
No, and I should say we had a problem with a scammer working in Chautauqua County, trying to charge people $109 to put in a SNAP application, another $109. They were telling everybody that if you're over 65, you're automatically eligible for Medicaid. Not true. You know, and they were charging for this application assistance.
Wow.
Please do not pay,
No.
you know, for these services or for help to do this. There are organizations. Our organization helps with some of it, but we also connect you to enroll, you know, people like Brooke Barone who help people with SNAP applications. Southwest Independent Living can help with long-term Medicaid applications. So there are people that can help you, and there's no charge.
Okay. Whew. And, you know, it seems like every week I see somebody's trying to scam something. And I don't care what the thing is. They're out going door to door trying to get somebody to sign up. My dad one time signed up for, I don't know, cheaper natural gas. And I said, what did you do? And he said, well, you know, it sounded like, you know, luckily there was a 30-day change your mind and you know, little thing in there. But they harp on seniors, you know, and they scare them and things like that. And, you know, you get those phone calls, hang up. The power of the finger. That's what I always tell people. Just don't.
We just did a seminar with George Borello's office at the Dunkirk Senior Center last week.
Yeah, it was amazing.
125 or 150 people showed up to hear from the sheriff's office and our two legal services providers, as well as us, about you know, scams.
Mary calls me every other day from a 800 number that I don't know and says, hi, hello, this is Mary. Click. And then I get, hi, Grandpa, I'm in jail.
Right.
Who is this? And they never tell you their name. And,
Right.
you know, and people get scammed all the time. And just be so careful. Don't give away Social Security numbers. Don't give away your phone numbers. Don't give away anything.
You know, I've been getting a fax at the Office for the Aging for the last 17 years. Now it seems like from a Canadian lawyer that says I have some inheritance.
Oh gosh, yes.
From my Spanos relative. So Spanos is my married name, so I don't have any Spanos relatives. But they send me this fax.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so Medicaid is income eligible for any age if you fall into those categories, and then there was these other little pockets. Let's take Medicaid and put it over here now. Medicare, 65.
65, yes.
All right.
You have Medicare A and B.
All right, but before we get to
Oh,
that,
even-
no, you're fine.
Okay.
What I want to go before that is I get this call all the time or question, how do I sign up for Medicare? So
Social Security.
tell us about that.
So you contact Social Security.
Okay.
And they will do it over the phone. You can do it or online at Social Security, ssa.gov. And you will apply for the A and B, and they will do an interview with you. And it's usually, if you have your month of birth, 3 months prior or the 3 months after.
Okay.
Those are the times that you should be doing your initial enrollment.
Sooner better is better.
Sooner is much better than
Because you get
later.
the benefits sooner. Yeah.
Well, you'll get your benefits on the first of your birth month.
Okay.
Unless you have a first birth month or birthday, then it's the previous month. That gets all confusing in itself.
Please don't do that.
So your Medicare should start the first of the month that you were born.
Okay. And for those of us that took Social Security early, I believe you're already enrolled. Soon as
You are already enrolled. Since you're already receiving Social Security, you'll get the card automatically in the mail for
and
you.
That is true, because that happened with me. I was like, oh, what's this? You know,
Yep.
and it said,
And
congratulations.
then you're like, oh no.
Oh, man. And, you know, first I got my ARP card in when I was 50. Now
Yeah.
I get my Medicare card automatically. So, okay, so Medicare. And you said Part A and Part B. So I understand this, but let's go through it anyways.
Part A is hospitalization. Part B is the doctors and outpatient services. And those are what you would get through Social Security. So then you have to decide, do you want to stick with just original Medicare and get a separate drug plan, which would be Part D, a standalone drug plan, or, and then possibly get a supplement. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
Or what you can do is get all of it included into a Medicare Advantage plan. Basically, they bring your A, your B, and your D, and you put it into a C. A, B, C soup. So that would include your drug plan and most of the
Gotcha.
Medicare. If you want to stick with the original Medicare, grab that standalone drug plan and get a supplement plan. Those are a little bit more premiums every month, but they have a little bit more benefits because they have less of a network.
Right.
So.
And for those who are listening right now, I'll explain my situation, and this will make sense. So we stayed with the original Medicare, so we get Part A, Part B, and because when I was in education, we had the opportunity to get supplemental insurance through our consortium, so we get Blue Cross Blue Shield as a supplemental.
A retiree.
So that would be Part D in this particular case.
In this case, yes.
And if I put them all together, that would make basically the Medicare C.
Yes.
Okay. So there's a couple choices, but again, people that are watching right now go, "Whoa, what's a deductible? What does it cover?" Do you guys help with that?
Yes, we help explain all that stuff. So the deductible, if you just stick with the original Medicare, the deductible for the hospitalization is, I think, $1,632 right now. So that's what you would pay if you were at the hospital. 1 day, 3 days, you know. And if you went to the doctors, the Part B, or a specialist, outpatient, blood work, all that, you have a deductible of $240.
For the year or one time? Each time?
For that year, but
Okay.
then that's where that 80-20 split comes in. Medicare helps with the 80, then that's $20 or the 20% you have to cover. So that's where some people will go get that supplement plan, or they choose, maybe I should get an Advantage plan because it helps a little bit better.
Right, and as we age, I know most people in my age group now are taking maybe more than a couple prescriptions.
Yes.
And those prescriptions are not cheap.
No, they are not.
I remember I've talked to people, and maybe you've heard the same story. They'll say, "Boy, the doctor wants me to get on this medication. It's like $500 a month." Well, if you had a supplemental plan, maybe it's only going to cost you
An
$50.
Advantage plan.
What did I say?
Supplemental.
Well, I call it a supplemental.
I know, that's
Or
what
Part
confuses
D.
Yeah.
a drug plan, a
Yeah.
standalone drug plan or an Advantage plan.
Yeah.
And yes, and a lot of them do have a deductible for the drugs. So, and
But usually it's pretty small compared to.
the standalone drug plans can be up to $545. This, you meet that for the year, and then it goes down to the copay rate. And it just depends on how much, for the premiums or the Advantage plans, because they have different arrays of deductibles. No one plan is the same.
Okay, so
And there's no one size fits all. But I do want to point out to people that, traditional Medicare with a supplement probably gives you the most flexibility.
Yes.
So if you go to an Advantage plan, they may cover you more, but how they make money is they limit who you can go to.
The network.
Your doctors, what hospitals. So it really depends on your situation, which is best for you.
And the thing is also, if you stick with original Medicare, the first 3 things we lose when we get older: eyes, ears, and teeth. They're not covered as well, or at all, because Medicare doesn't feel that's important, apparently. But that's why some people do love the Advantage plans, because they get small doses of assistance with eyes, ears, and teeth. So
that is true.
But then you have to also make sure that your provider works with those plans as well.
And that is also true.
Yes.
I remember going to the eye doctor, and I said, "I got this form here I got to fill out." "Oh, we take care of that." I go, "Really?" Because they participated in the program that my insurance company had, and that was really slick. And, you go to a dentist, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And
yes,
and
dentists are very hard.
And that's the advice I give people: is before you get your services, ask the question, "Does my insurance cover it?" And the people that work there know what insurances cover what.
And I always tell people, ask if they're in network, not do you take. Because they could take it, but it could be out of network.
Yeah.
So the wording is always in network.
Okay, what's the difference?
Well, in network means the provider has a preferred contract with that insurance company. Whereas if it's out of network, you're going to be paying, if you go to a specialist in network, sometimes it's $35, $40. If you go out of network to that same specialist, it could be 30, 40%.
Correct.
So
I just had a tooth capped, and it was out of network. So instead of paying, $900 that I thought was going to be covered, they only paid $200. Well, I had paid $600, and now I owe another $700
Yipper.
for that cap on my tooth.
Right.
Right. So,
So always ask in network. That's just one of those little tricky wording things that they get you on.
right. Okay, so let's say somebody's watching right now and says, all right, I'm 68 years old, I'm on Medicare, I'm not happy with my Part D or whatever, and so how do they connect with you?
Your Connects. It's a wonderful thing.
Just call that number?
They just call that number. They will screen them for what services they need, and they will put a referral into the health insurance queue, and I will get it, and can contact them and see what their needs are.
So do they talk to you over the phone? Do they come in person?
They can do either or, whatever they're comfortable with. I've Zoomed individuals as well. So, I mean,
Zooming.
I Zoomed, I know. There's some people that can Zoom. Some of my older clientele, they don't even want to know what a computer is.
Right. Well, and that's a hassle for people.
Yes, it is.
And as you said, if 85 plus group is the fastest growing, they're not technically
They're not tech
advanced
savvy.
in some cases, yeah.
No. I mean, I've gone to some clients' homes if needed, because they're not able to get out and they don't have family members that can do it. So we try to accommodate the best we can for all the individuals coming.
So what would be the number one thing you would want to tell people about your services that they should know?
That we can assist any way we can. I also want to say about the Medicare Savings Program. I know that
Medicare Savings Program.
it was mentioned a smidge before.
Okay.
So this is kind of like between the Medicare, Medicaid realm, where it's income-based, and you have to pay for your Part B. That $174.70 every month gets taken out of your Social Security.
Yes, it does.
Before it gets deposited.
Yes, it does.
Before it gets deposited.
And I'm okay with that. Pay for it.
But there's individuals
Yeah.
who are income eligible for that program that not necessarily will be eligible for Medicaid. So you can make $2,355 as a single individual, or as a couple, $3,198 for income, and then they can get that $174.70 back into their account.
Zing.
And there's more. It's like
If
a
you order
commercial.
now.
And remember how you were talking about the cost of those medications could be like $300 a month. It applies them to extra help, where the most they'll pay for any prescription drug is like $11.20. It varies every year because it goes up,
Sure.
but it's about $11.20 right now. So that Eliquis that individuals are paying $400 to $500 for, $11.20.
Okay, so people listening right now say, well, what do I need to show you what I make? I mean, how's that work?
So it's a state program, and it's done, the eligibility is done through the local Medicaid office. So there's a one-page application that has to be completed. They need to show income, their Medicare card, their insurance card, if they have whatever incomes they have coming in too. So Social Security award letter is usually the best, most current information. If they have wages, we would look at those as well. And then if they get, some people, have renters and stuff like that. So anything that's income-based.
Or they might have stock.
Right, something that they're getting on a regular
something
basis. So that would all be taken into consideration. And then we would just help complete that application, get it over to social services. Usually 30 to 60 days later, they get a notification saying, you're eligible, here's $174 back in your account.
People watching right now, I might be giving you a lot of business. Are you ready?
And open enrollment is coming up.
Oh no!
Yeah,
That's October something or other.
October 15th through December 7th.
Yeah.
Contact us sooner rather than later, please.
One year I just collected all the brochures that I got every
and
single
you just
day.
throw those in the garbage.
I pile them right up. Oh my gosh!
Recycle.
Yeah.
Recycle.
Yeah, for sure.
Recycle. I tell people if they got a burn barrel, or if they are heating their little place with the stove.
Gosh. Okay, so Medicare, Medicaid, and you also you said you were in charge of something else.
What? The Medicare
the New York
and the New York Connects.
We talked about that.
Oh,
okay.
yep.
That's enough.
That's more than enough. Yes.
Okay. Let's jump back to Mary Ann for
Yes.
a minute. You mentioned something about COVID right now, and that you have supplies or materials available.
Yes, we have a direct supply chain to the federal government. From the CDC, we receive shipments of COVID tests. And I don't know that anybody has free COVID tests anymore. We just ordered a couple boxes of 500 tests because, you know, the health department told us they couldn't get them. So we supplied them. We've been supplying people at the county. We supply senior groups. A lot of the housing units will call me every time they have an outbreak and say, can you get us some free COVID tests? And sure we can. So we're not going to just reserve them for seniors. Anybody can get them from us.
Family members are taking care of their loved ones. So
where do I go for
you
my
can
test?
call New York Connects, or you can stop by any one of our offices. You know, we're in the HRC building in Mayville. We're at the TCC building in Jamestown on Institute Street, and we're at the Dunkirk Senior Center.
All right. So alphabet soup, HRC, Hall
Clothier building in Mayville.
and that's in the back.
that's the one with the DMV. That's what I tell people.
Yeah, but we're on the first floor. DMV's in the basement.
TTC.
Is the Chautauqua Center,
Okay.
federally qualified health clinic.
Right,
It's
we-
behind Big Lots, kind of kitty corner from the hospital in Jamestown.
And the Dunkirk office is where?
And is at 45 Cliff Star Drive in the Dunkirk Senior Center.
And basically, what times a day can they come in?
We're
Like 9 to 3 or 9 to 4? or something?
8:30 to 4:30
All right,
is
so
our usual
baker's
business.
hours for the
Yeah.
most part. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So, COVID tests. How long are they good for?
Well, they're usually good for a year. Sometimes the CDC has been extending the expiration date for 6 months. So if you have something that's expired, that is, you know, it's within 6 months, you can go online and find out whether it's truly expired.
Okay.
But we just got a whole new batch in, so we just got rid of all of ours that are almost expiring, and got a whole new batch in, so they're good until 2025 sometime.
Okay. And just real quick, a word from personal experience. All COVID tests are not equal. They are not the same way you administer them. They're not the same whatevers. And I thought I had COVID about 2 years ago. I took the test. I said, I'm good. Then I went back and took a look at it because I was still feeling pretty lousy. And I go, oh my gosh, I did it the old way. I did it the right way. And I popped up, you know, positive like in 2 seconds. So all I'm saying is read the directions. Don't assume what you did 2 years or 3 years ago is the same way. This is when you had to put it underneath the cardboard, and you had to do this, and you dropped the thing here, and there.
Yeah, and I find too, people, when they're exposed, test immediately, and remember that it may take 3 to 5 days for you to develop symptoms. So recently, my mom and my husband, my mom had surgery. We found out when she was in the recovery room that she had COVID. My husband developed COVID. I did not develop it. My sister, who was also with her, did not develop it. But you have to test, like we tested immediately. George had no symptoms, but he was positive. My mom had a cough, so,
Okay.
but yeah.
All right. We're down to the wire here. So, Bridgette, real quick, how do people get a hold of you?
New York Connects, 716-753-4582.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you
and
for
as
having
promised,
me.
you get the last minute and a half, Marianne, to do whatever you want to do and say whatever you want to say.
Well, you know, my retirement is coming up at the beginning of November, and I just want to tell people, you know, this has been the best career of my life. I got into physical therapy and I did geriatric rehab for 20 years. And when this opportunity came, Greg Edwards appointed me. It has just been wonderful. I enjoyed all my grandparents growing up, and this was my opportunity to really give back to the older adult community. Hopefully, I did something for somebody. We have a great crew at Office for the Aging. Bridgette and Dana and Michelle and Steve. I could tell you, and Carrie are my coordinators and deputy director. They'll continue to take great care of you. Everybody who works for the Office for the Aging, and we have about 24 staff, they all have the same heart for helping older adults live their best life.
Cool.
We are the people who can advocate for you. And we also have a lot of programs and services, but we also know everything that's going on in the community. So come to us, we will help you.
Marianne, very best in retirement. I've been doing this for 17 years. It's a good job. Bridgette,
thank you.
We'll maybe see you again sometime.
Maybe.
Okay.
After
we'll
open enrollment.
All right. And hopefully we'll continue having folks from your office on the show and sharing the up-to-the-minute good stuff that's going on. Folks, I hope you enjoyed the show. Watch us over and over again. Share it. That's the best thing you can do. Share this with your friends, because this information, every time I have you guys on, I learn something brand new. So take care, and congratulations on your retirement. Congratulations on your new position. I'll see you at the Westfield Park. See you in a little bit. Bye-bye.